In 1996, Capcom defined the survival horror genre and shook up the gaming industry forever with the release of It was the very first door-focused video game featuring over 100 types of doors to open, each of them with their own unique cutscene. I mean, like you guys, at a certain point, it's like, what are we doing here, guys? We're playing Resident Door for the door station. Along with many doors, the game featured tons of different nightmarish creatures like zombies, fast zombies, big snakes, big spiders, big zombies. This game it's starting to sound like Big from that song with Big the rapper. You guys know that song? You want to get big? Resident Evil was not only survival horror, but it was very heavy on puzzle elements, much more so than the games that were released later on in the series, like 3, 4, 5, and 6. It takes a much slower, more methodical gameplay, where there's an emphasis on familiarizing yourself with the map and remembering where things are located, and you're rewarded for spending time backtracking, where in most recent releases, there's not really that much backtracking and they don't demand nearly as much map familiarity. The map itself visually induces terror and anxiety that live within me while I play this game really well, and the surprising variety of enemies that you face always had me on edge to find out what's behind the next door.
Richard! Chris! Chris, stop! No!
And it's a giant fucking shark. Just when I thought I'd seen it all, my best friend Richard eaten by a giant shark like a Thanksgiving dinner, like a pizza Lunchables. Speaking of death, dying in this game can be a real pain in the ass, more so than in other video games. There's no autosave, and there are not unlimited saves either, because you need an ink ribbon to save. And there's a limited number of them inside of the game, so you have to use them in a wise manner. This meant that I could spend, a huge amount of time gathering items, solving puzzles, and then just die because of some random bullshit. Then I gotta redo all of that over again. And that's kind of where the game starts to feel like you're trudging through the mud, and you start to feel the effects of, things like repetitive door cutscenes, for example. However, where this game really shines is in the gameplay. And yes, I understand that that's a very general statement. That's like saying, the best part of this pizza is when I eat it. But that's because there's so many parts of the gameplay that were done very, very good. Very well, I think that's proper grammar. The puzzles are not, diaper baby difficulty, and they actually make you think at least a tiny bit in order to find the solution. And the amount of puzzles within the game is actually crazy. Like, when you think about nearly every single room in the game contains a puzzle, and the solution to each puzzle is often woven into the process of solving another puzzle. It's like the mansion itself is one giant puzzle, and then there's puzzles within that mansion, and then there's puzzles within the puzzles. It's like a giant Russian nesting doll of puzzles, basically. Wow. The variety of enemies and characters throughout the game keep the gameplay fresh and exciting, but it's not too frustrating to the point where there's like too many enemies and it's too hard. The audio design is really good too. The sounds that the monsters make often create a feeling of uneasiness that blends really well with the awkward camera angles. It's like if you hear like a weird screech or like running footsteps, you can't really see it directly and look toward where the sound might be coming from, and then you kind of just are stuck waiting for whatever it is to approach you, and then it's like BAM! The fucking giant shark comes out of nowhere, that dirty son of a bitch. The music throughout the mansion can also contribute to that feeling of uneasiness, but overall I felt like it did a really good job at capturing the situation and turning it into a soundtrack, basically, if that makes any sense. The best part is when you enter a room and you start to hear that save room song. You know that you can save your progress, and it maybe amounted to something at least, and that you're safe until you go back out the way that you came in and face your fears. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, The voice acting is it's goofy sometimes. Like it's unintentionally funny, like really funny sometimes. And I think this is both a positive and a negative because on one hand, having this unintentional funniness makes for some really good moments, but on the other hand, it's like there are moments where it's supposed to be serious, but it it's just funny because of the way that lines are delivered or because of the dialogue, the way it's written. So it kind of takes away from the seriousness, but on the other hand, it's pretty funny.
Richard.
The story begins deep inside of the Raccoon Forest, where the Raccoon City Police have sent in SEAL Team 6 to investigate a mysterious plane crash. During the investigation, they're attacked by rabid, flesh-eating zombie dogs that mercilessly kill their team member because Jill missed literally every single one of her shots and could not even kill a single freaking dog because, as we all know, women don't know how to... Okay, wait, I can't use that one. Okay. Here's one. She missed every single one of her shots, didn't kill one, because, as we all know, give the frog a loan. I don't. Okay. And then, Jill falls over, and the dogs charge at her, but in the nick of time, Chris Redfield himself shoots the dogs out of the sky, and he says, I can't let you die. Who else is there to watch on OnlyFans? And so Teal Team 6 starts to retrieve from the dogs, and then Chris is like, wait a minute, I thought the plane crashed. And then the dog is just about to kill him, but in the nick of time, again, Agent Smith himself shoots the dog out of the sky, and he says, you're lucky I saved you this time, pal, but you better back off. I'm her top donor. And then they all run into some random-ass mansion in the middle of the freaking woods, and they lock the door behind them. When they enter the mansion, they hear a mysterious gunshot, and Agent Smith is like, Chris, you better go check that out. And so Chris is like, oh, fuck it, whatever. Fucking Agent Smith got me fucking checking this random bullshit out. How the fuck we even fucking get here anyway? Fucking top donor my ass. Like, fucking give that bitch all the money I have from this fucking dumbass government job. Then suddenly, he sees oh, no, it's just a Twitch streamer. And so when Chris goes back to report to Agent Smith and Jill about everything that he saw, he realizes that they disappeared without a trace. Now, it's up to our intrepid explorer to discover what hair-raising, blood-curdling, horrifying secrets await deep within the mansion.